The Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, the Indo-Tibetan Border Security Force and the Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam provide their infrastructure and facilitate every year Kailas Manasarovar Yatra. After completing all the formalities of Government of India, the chairman of the Yatra committee arranged a farewell for us, and we started on the Kumaon vehicles 7 a.m. of July 7, 2011. At Ghaziabad, the Kailas Manasarovar Yatra committee arranged a reception for us and gave us hospitality. On the way, we visited Igyar Devi Mandir at Gurna village on the roadside. Here, pilgrims tie a bell for fulfillment of their wishes. From here, one can start enjoying the ghat roads and enormous scenic beauty of Himalayas. The ghat roads are narrow, and due to landslide they are closed at some times, and we faced one such incident. On 8th July, we proceeded from Almora to Darchula via Pithoragarh. At Pithoragarh, the military organizes a reception for each batch in order to educate the Yatris about the do's and don'ts during the Yatra. The reception was like a marriage procession with all fun and frolic. After the lunch, the commandant spoke at length about the precautions to be taken on the narrow path of Himalayas while trekking or horse riding, our behavior with Chinese authorities in Tibetan side, etc. They also organized a group photograph. After prayer in the morning at Darchula guest house, we started on 9th July towards Sirkha. This is about a 70 km ghat road of Himalayas. On our way, we briefly stopped at a reservoir cum hydroelectric project. We walked up to Swaminarayan Ashram, had darshan and engaged ponies. From here, it is all trek or travel on pony back. By the evening, we reached Sirkha, our first Himalayan stop of Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam. The distance was about 8 kilometers, climbing up and down the Himalayas. At one point, our destination looked so near, but it was on the other side of the mountain, and we had to scale down and up the mountains. On 10th July, we got ready by 5 a.m. in the morning and started our trek from Sirkha to Gala. This is about 12 kilometers through thick Himalayas. Had breakfast at Jungle Chetty in the beautiful environments of Rungling Top range of Himalayas. It was a hard trek of scaling up and down mountains and crossing rivers. Here only we had to climb down about 4,000 feet on a zigzag pathway. The journey was through interior Himalayas, always with river Kali on one side, through narrow path carved out of the mountains. If you are now at the foothill, listening to the ferocious rumbling of Kali, in a few hours you are a few thousand feet above the hilltop, looking at it as a thread or small stream. Very exciting sceneries, waterfalls, thick jungle with Trans-Himalayas of Nepal and India divided by Kali River. On 12th July, the journey was from Budhi to Gunji, about 18 kilometers on Himalayas. From there, we could clearly see Mount Annapurna on Nepal side. This was another exciting experience. We reached the top of Shialika range of Himalayas and had breakfast in the beautiful flower valley. Gunji is basically a forward defense post of two Indian armed forces, ITBP, which guards our frontiers with Nepal, and Seema Suraksha Dal, that takes care of our border with China. There we stayed on the 13th July and completed medical formalities, and being a full moon day, we enjoyed that night. On 14th of July, we started our journey of about 10 kilometers as usual in the morning via Kalapani. The Indian government is laying a road from Gunji to Lipu Pass, so there is a coarse motorable road. Kalapani is the abode of Mata Kali, from where the river Kali originates. This river sets the Indo-Nepal border and guides Kailas Yatris for about 50 to 55 kilometers. The Yatris would never lose sight of this river for this entire stretch. We worshipped Kali there. Here, the Indian Army takes care of exit formalities into Tibet, got our passports stamped, and enjoyed breakfast served by Kumaon Vandal Vikas Nigam. Crossing Panch Pandav Mountains, where 5 mountain-shaped formations are carved by nature to a mountain range. When we were about to reach Nabhidang, Lord Shiva has endowed us with yet another unforgettable blessing, darshan of Om Parvat. Unbelievable, enormous amount of ice exactly in the perfect shape of Om, formed by nature on Himalayan mountains. Stayed at Nabhidang sharing this exceptional experience. On 15th July, we started our travel from Nabhidang to Lipu Pass. This is a high altitude terrain situated at about 17,000 feet above the sea and is exposed to sharp cold winds. We stayed at Taklakot, a business town of Tibet, for 2 days, and started our journey on 17th July from there to Darchan, the base camp of Kailas Parikrama. On our way, we also visited Rakshasthal and Manasarovar. Many of us took bath in Manasarovar. The excitement and hesitancy to take a dip in ice-cold water can hardly be explained. We reached Darchan and were lodged in the guest house by afternoon.
जटाटवीकलज्जलप्रवाहपावितस्थले गलेवलम्ब्यलम्बिताम्बुजङ्गतुङ्गमालिकाम् डमड्ढमड्ढमड्ढमन्निनादवड्ढमर्वयं चकार चण्डताण्डवं तनोतु नः शिवः शिवम् जटाकटाह सम्भ्रमभ्रमन्निलिम्प निर्झरि विलोलवीचिवल्लरी विराजमानमूर्धनि धगद्धगद्धगज्ज्वलल्ललाटपट्टपावके किशोरचन्द्रशेखरे रतिः प्रतिक्षणं मम धराधरेन्द्रनन्दिनी विलासबन्धुबन्धुरस्फुरद्दिगन्तसन्तति प्रमोदमानमानसे कृपाकटाक्षधोरणी निरुद्धदुर्धरापदी क्वचित् दिगम्बरे मनोविनोदमेतु वस्तुनि प्रभुं प्राणनाथं विभुं विश्वनाथं जगन्नाथनाथं सदानन्दभाजं भवद्भव्यभूतेश्वरं भूतनाथं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानमीडे गळेरुण्डमालं तनौ सर्पजालं महाकालकालं गणेशाधिपालम् जटाजूटगङ्गोत्तरं गैर्विशिष्यं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानमीडे मुदामाकरं मण्डनं मण्डयन्तं महामण्डलं भस्मभूषाधरन्तम् अनादिं ह्यपारं महामोहमारं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानमीडे वटाधो निवासं महाट्टाट्टहासं महापापनाशं सदा सुप्रकाशं गिरीशं गणेशं सुरेशं महेशं शिवं शङ्करं शम्भुमीशानमीडे गिरीन्द्रात्मजा सङ्गृहीतार्थदेहं गिरौ संस्थितं सर्वदा पन्नगेहम् परब्रह्म ब्रह्मादिभिर्वन्द्यमानं शिवं.
After successful completion of Kailas Parikrama for 3 days, we started for Manasarovar on the 21st of July. We were lodged at the hotel of historical Trasco Gomfa just on the banks of Manasarovar. We stayed for full 3 days at Manasarovar, watching and enjoying its ever-changing beauty. we performed Rudrayaga on the banks of Sarovar, as though Lord graced us at the time of Purnahuti. We received the first showers of our Yatra. After heartful stay at Manasarovar, we were taken to Taklakot again. We visited Zorawar Singh Memorial there and also visited Kojarnath Temple. This is believed to be Sri Rama Temple, and in olden days perhaps there might have been some Hindu population living in this city. Our journey back from Taklakot to Gunji, Budhi, Gala and Darchula was through the same route as we travelled for our onward journey. On our way back from Darchula to Delhi on 31st July, we were taken to Jageshwar via Patal Bhuvaneshwar. These are the two important pilgrimage places there. Located in thick Himalayan jungles, this is an expanse of a cave at least hundreds of meters below ground level. The passage is through a very narrow opening. It is widely believed that Adi Shankara visited this place and worshipped Lord Shiva here. Jageshwar temple complex is believed to have been built in 7th century by King Shalivahana. Situated in thick Darukavana, the temple complex boasts of having 125 small and big temples dedicated to various deities. In its glorious days, the temple complex must have been a really flourishing pilgrimage center, though much of it now wears a deserted look. The two important deities are Jageshwar and Mrityunjayeshwar. The priest there and the GSI's notice boards say that the Jageshwar here is located in the Darukavana of Himalayas and is the real Jyotirlinga of Nageshwar, enunciated by the sloka Nageshwar Darukavane. The linga is very small as in Varanasi. The linga of Mrityunjayeshwar Mandir is quite big. We recited Mahamrityunjaya mantra 108 times in the temple and did puja to the available deities. On our way back from Jageshwar, at Katgodam, the Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam people held a small farewell for us and gave certificates of trekking and other souvenirs from their side. After that, our pilgrimage came to an end